guys, Shunty Phillips here, my brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shop video today. Taking a go out today, see things came out, see things are on sale today. Now today though, new release-wise, some of the bigger things that come out is the film Antebellum. That one comes out today, and I actually have a mask that Lionsgate sent over, a promotional mask to promote the film Antebellum, so I'll be wearing that one in the video today. Also though, one of the things that comes out for the very first time on 4K is V for Vendetta. That releases, as well as a really cool complete series collection of Game of Thrones for the first time ever in 4K. So the whole series together in 4K, and I'll have a review of that one at the end of this video as well. Also though, since it's the first Tuesday of the month, Walmart changes out the actual section, and we'll get in a bunch of new indie horror films and comedies and all that kind of stuff. So definitely look forward to seeing what new stuff they have out there today as well. And also at the end of this video, be sure to stay tuned for my brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews for some things I received to review and talk about for you guys. Some really cool stuff at the end of this video. But anyway though, guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. Yeah, and I have on the mask for the movie now. But I also want to let you guys know some really cool news about a brand new film I was just cast in called Blood Beast, which is directed by Matt Leal. And the film just had its Indiegogo go up now for that one. This one's going to be really cool. The cast in here, it has Lou Temple, from The Devil's Rejects and The Walking Dead. It has Dave Sheridan, who is best known for playing Officer Doofy in Scary Movie, and he's been in tons of other things as well. Also, it stars Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp, so very cool cast on this one. And on there though, you guys can pre-order the movie on DVD or Blu-ray. They have special thanks, and they have all kinds of producer credits and perks to act in the film as well. So like I said, guys, definitely check out the link below. Should be a very cool one. But now we're gonna head into Target. Yeah, but right here though on the front though, nothing new has changed out. Like I said, it's been a while now since they've changed out anything new in the front. I thought they would have had like Antebellum up here if they were going to change things, but it's been a while now. From what I've noticed, for the most part, it seems to only be in the section now they're really changing this out. This is one of those kind of things where I feel like at some point you might not even really see this as much in the front of the store, because like I said, it doesn't change very much. They end up keeping the same stuff here for like a number of weeks and sometimes months at a time. It's like the same stuff. But we'll head over to the section though and see what they have over there though. Yeah, it's kind of funny though, in the actual section though, they change stuff out, but it's like in the front of it now, where they normally put the new releases, is now like all Christmas stuff. And I run around the one side of it was Christmas movies as well. So it's like mainly probably more than half of it is Christmas releases. But they didn't change out anything new. They still had some of the more recent releases though, kind of on the side where it said Disney. So I think they're going to kind of be reconfiguring that entire section and stuff like that. I might head over though to another Target just to see though if that one has more stuff, if it's like how they kind of changed that one out, and if they got any of the newer things today. But now though, we're going to head over to the Walmart over here, which some of the times they do not change out the stuff at all. Other times they've been better than others, you know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. Like most recently, the last 2 weeks, this one has had out the new stuff, but 2 weeks before that they wouldn't have anything changed for a long time. It was a while. I remember I went in there a week later, nothing new was put out. So it's always kind of like the Walmart conundrum on which is the best location to go to, you know what I mean, that will have the things out and everything. But we'll head to this one first though, and fingers crossed, hopefully they have some of the stuff out in there though. Into Walmart we go. But like I was saying though, fingers crossed, hopefully they have out the new stuff. There should be a handful of new horror releases and stuff like that out in here today though, but you never know. This is the one location though where the stuff is locked up though, 90% of it, so you have to, kind of look through the glass and stuff at it. But still, this one, like I said, has usually been better lately for switching out the stuff, but you never know though. We'll see. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the day of Walmarts today, because I peeked over in here and nothing new from this week is out here. It's all the same stuff from the past couple weeks here. I checked over here on the side. Nothing new changed out over here. And then in the actual section over here, it was all the same stuff from the last couple weeks. Oh, this is stuff from last Tuesday and stuff like that. Some of the stuff was from a couple Tuesdays before. So yeah, nothing at all changed. It's all the same stuff. And it's a little later. It's just about 1. That's the one I came one of the Tuesdays, and they were kind of changing it out probably around 12:15 or so. But looks like they didn't change any of the new stuff out yet. So we'll head to some other Walmarts. Hopefully, I hope we can find one that has the stuff out. I'm sure we will, but it's just I bet it's going to be though the day of Walmarts. Now though, it's like me trying to figure out what exactly is the best Walmart to try next that will hopefully change some of the things out. So I don't know. I might go to this other one. The only problem with that one is that one has like a lot of loud music, so I might have to like narrate it over later. But I'd still, like I said, just want to find one that has this stuff out, because the one that I would usually go to next though, that one hasn't changed out the section like in weeks. It's been like the same stuff for weeks and weeks, probably like 3 weeks. So I don't think I'm gonna try that one next. I might go to a different one, but we'll see. Hopefully we can find it. But before we go to the other Walmarts, in the trek for Walmarts, we'll head to a different Target. And hopefully this one has some of the new stuff out though, but we will see. Yeah, but in there though, that one didn't have anything new out either. It's so funny though, when you look up online, it says like Antebellum in stock and stuff like that, but then you go in there and nothing was changed. That one though, you know, actually is still separated the same way that the other one was before, where it had like the new releases, then it had like the kids section, which is now like the Christmas one. So it wasn't like the Christmas all in the front like the first one I went to was. But if you guys though went to your Target, let me know though if it had out Antebellum in the section or anything else different that they had out in there, because I don't know how much else they would have. I don't know if they would have stocked the Game of Thrones complete series or not, but now that we're gonna head over to one of the other Walmarts, and like I said, now it's gonna be the trek of Walmart, so we'll see. Hopefully one of them changes everything out though. Into the second Walmart we go. Yeah, this particular Walmart is quite often like hit or miss with them switching out the stuff. You know, I've had like some luck in the past, but not a ton in this one. But you know, this one kind of came first, so we'll see. We'll see if anything's changed at all. But you never know. Yeah, so taking a look here in the section though, you see all the stuff that would be here, it's all like empty. They didn't put any of the stuff out. They even have the paper here, like the you know, where to stock the stuff and where to put everything. Some of these things I think are older stuff kind of mixed in, but there's something here called Locust, and there's a Blu-ray and a DVD of that one. I don't know anything about that one at all though. And then other than that though, there's a bunch of like Christmas holiday ones in here that I was seeing. Like there was like Buckley Christmas, something like the Meaning of Christmas movie there. They have Midnight Evils here. I'm gonna review of that one at the end of this video. That one's directed by Abel Berry and Jennifer Stone. I just worked with them recently on their newest film, Strix. Other than that though, like there's one here called Family Christmas Gift. That one is $9.96. They have Snowbound Christmas over there, Miracle on Christmas. All these ones are $9.96. This one here called Metro, which I'll have a review of that one at the end of this video. I'm still going to go to other locations though to see if any of them actually have this stuff out, because there's one here I think I wanted to get called They Reach, and that one is on $9.96 for the DVD, if they have that in any of the stores. The Final Voyage here is $9.96. There's something called Frozen Front there, Heaven's End, and then Very Country Christmas. And then I looked in the front over here though, and nothing new was changed out here either. It was all the same, and there's all kind of empty right here. But we're headed to some other locations, and hopefully one of them will have some of the stuff out though, but we'll see.
No Blu-rays, that's how it comes.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that clip you guys just saw there was real quick. I went up to the actual front and the guy kind of was laying out all the stuff, getting ready to switch it out. But they did have that They Reach movie, so I'm definitely going to get that one. That one looked interesting. But, you know, I'm still going to go to another Walmart, just, you know, try one other one just to see if that one has it out, just so I can show on the shelves and stuff like that, because I like to show it when it's all laid out and everything. But like I said, I got a quick shot of the stuff there. I don't know if they're going to have Antebellum in here. I believe they will. I didn't see that one, though, there when he was, like, looking through the stuff, though. But now we're probably going to head, though, over to a Best Buy, because one of the Best Buys is right next to, you know, close by. And if that one isn't good, I'll go to the regular one I usually go to. But going to head over to the Best Buy now. And like I said, I'm going to get this one, though. Yeah, but like I was saying, though, the Best Buy is, like, literally, like, right next door. So I figured might as well just check this one over here. This one I think is pretty decent for the most part. We'll see, though, if they have the new stuff out and everything. Because I think, for some reason, I felt like they might have been exclusive edition of Game of Thrones or something. I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like I remember seeing something about that. But I did end up, like I said, getting that one movie in there. But we're gonna head into Best Buy. So into Best Buy we go. I see a bunch of Steelbooks in here, and I think that some of these ones might be newer ones. I feel like this one might have like gone out of print at one point. There's a couple of ones that I thought were kind of out of print in here, like Venom, the Project Pop Art one, so that's cool to see this one back in here again, as well as the Knives Out one, which I believe, like I said, I thought was out of print. I haven't seen this one in here in a really long time. And I know this one is new. This, I believe, I'm pretty sure, is this a new one, the Sonic the Hedgehog? Because I'm pretty sure I saw one was releasing, this limited edition one, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's another one that's coming new. Because like same with the Spider-Man Spider-Verse. Like I don't know if these are new or they've just come back out again. Because I do remember seeing something about another edition of Sonic coming out at some point. And they have like the Equalizer ones back in here again. So that's cool though to see these steelbooks in here. So that's definitely very cool. But we'll look through the stuff in here. Let's see if there's anything different on this side. Also, they do have Antebellum in here. So I'm glad to see Antebellum in stores. And then it's so it's $19.99 for the Blu-ray, $27.99 for the 4K. This is one though I really like this movie. This is one of those movies that's so hard to explain, but was absolutely, in my opinion, a total must-watch. Like I absolutely love this movie. Janelle Monáe did a really great job in here. A very, very cool, interesting film. They still have some of the Back to the Futures in this location, the exclusive 4K Steelbook one. So that's cool. And also, I believe this came out today. This you know, Kick-Ass, the Best Buy exclusive Steelbook, and that's a 4K edition here, and that one's $19.99 for that one, so that's very cool. And I did a closer look at this one in my video last Tuesday if you guys wanted to see that one. Oh yeah, and this is also new as well today. I saw this was releasing, and this is $22.99 for that one, and it's the 4K Ultra HD, you know, Best Buy exclusive Grinch. So and it's the 20th anniversary edition of that one. So that's very cool as well. But we'll also check over in the section too and see what else they have over there as well. And I see a couple other things over here as well. Like I was saying though, V for Vendetta, that released today, and that's $24.99 for the 4K. And they also have a Steelbook for that one, and that one's $29.99. This is a Best Buy exclusive Steelbook for that one. That's very cool, really cool Steelbook for that one. I'll be talking about this the film at the end of this video, the 4K, you know, the standard 4K of this one, but definitely a very cool, you know, exclusive for that one. That one, like I said, is $29.99 for that one. Other than that, over here, I'm trying to see if there's anything else new mixed in here. I don't see anything here. Doesn't look like it. Let's check up here. And I don't. Maybe this might have been today. This Crown, the complete third season. I don't know for sure if that one is or not. But that one is $32.99 for that one. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if that one was this week or not. I don't see any of the Game of Thrones one. I guess this must have been the exclusive one here. And that looks like it's sold out. That one is $239.99 for the exclusive 4K set. But like I said, I believe that one has sold out here. Other than that though, just looking through here, it doesn't seem like there's anything else different here though. But you know, glad they have about a bunch of new stuff. But I had a feeling though the Game of Thrones one would sell out pretty quick though. But now though, we're gonna head over to another Walmart now, just to see if that one has all the stuff put out on the shelves and all that kind of stuff, and just to see, you know, I don't know, I always like to, like I said, like to see all the stuff, how it's laid out, and I can kind of talk about it a little bit better as well. And there was one other one too, like that one that was called, like, that I mentioned, I don't know what it was, like, totally forgot what it is now, but I'm curious about what that one was. And when that guy was like laying the stuff out, I didn't see that particular one, so I'm like wondering what that is. So I'll look at that one just to see if they have it out. But we'll head over to the last Walmart now. Into the third Walmart we go. Yeah, taking a look in here though, this particular location never changes out the new stuff and puts the new stuff here in the front anymore. For some reason, I know that they kind of just mix it all in the actual section, usually right over here. But taking a look in here though, it's all the same stuff, and they don't even have like a spot like the other one did where the new stuff would be, unless it's down here. No, actually, I think it would be down here, like Christmas Town, Home for Christmas, Christmas in Rome. I don't know if those ones are new. Your Christmas Love Story. Yeah, so I don't know for sure if those ones were all this week or not. And I looked over here, this was all kind of like the Halloween section, so they took all that stuff out of there. But yeah, at least the other location had out the stuff, like the guy was kind of stocking it and like putting it on the table so I could at least see it and everything. But yeah, like I'm sure by next Tuesday all the ones will hopefully have the stuff out to show it better. But I think Garfield Season 3 I think was last week or a week or so back. But yeah, nothing at all new in here though. At least nothing new has changed out here as far as I can tell. So anyway though guys, that was all for my DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video today. Like I said, it's a shame I didn't see any of the Walmarts that actually had the stuff on the shelves, but I'm sure hopefully by next Tuesday this stuff will be out. But like I always say guys, if you guys enjoy these shopping videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Also though, leave me comments below though, letting me know what you guys picked up on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K, if you guys ended up picking up anything today. As well too, let me know anything new you guys have been checking out on streaming, any new films you guys have watched, any new TV shows, or any of that kind of stuff as well. But anyway though guys, guys also, too, be sure to let me know, too, what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that I reviewed at the end of this video. But anyway, though, guys, now stay tuned for the brand new reviews. Well, before we head home for the reviews, we're actually heading to a drive-thru. Everyone's been asking for another drive-thru footage, so we're back at Panda Express. So let's see how it goes.
Thank you for choosing Panda. How may I help you?
Hi, so I need to get the entree, please, with white rice and a double of the string bean chicken breasts.
So white rice, double string bean?
That's right. And then a medium side order of fried rice and a medium side order of the chow mein.
I'm so sorry, string bean's gonna be away, okay?
That's fine.
Okay. And a medium side of chow mein?
That's right. And then
what else did you say?
an order of spring rolls.
Okay.
And then I just need to get 3 sides of sweet and sour sauce, please. And
Yes,
some.
one order.
Yes, so 1 order of spring roll, and then 3 sides of sweet and sour sauce.
Anything else?
And that was everything.
So just a plain medium chow mein and no order veggie sprinkles.
That's right.
And then you said also a medium fried rice?
Yes, I think you have that on there. I see 1 medium fried rice, I see 1 medium chow mein, so that all looks right.
Okay, anything else?
And then just some soy sauce packets, and that was everything.
Alright, so we're just waiting for streaming. Thank you. I'll see you at the window.
Okay, thank you. But now, though, we're going to head back home for the new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews. And the first one I got here is from Arrow Video, and this is one I just want to let you guys know was available. It's a movie here called Burst City. This one has on here, though, feature-wise, it has a brand new audio commentary on here with Japanese film expert Tom Mess. It also has the Punk Spirit of '82, which is an exclusive 56-minute interview with the director on here. It has an exclusive 27-minute interview on here with filmmaker, an academic, Yoshari Tezuka on this one, talking about the film. It also has a theatrical trailer. It has an image gallery, and I'll show you guys, though, a look inside. It has a booklet in here with some stuff about the production, some stills, all that kind of stuff here as well. It also has a card in here, and it has an ad on here, and I guess I didn't know that they're going to be releasing this. I believe they're going to be, at some point, going to be releasing Dune. So that's really cool that Arrow Video is going to be releasing Dune, down the line. So that's very cool. Here's a look, though, inside the disc and everything. The next one I got here is from Shout Factory, and this is a movie here, and this is based on a true story called Misbehaviour. It's a movie which has Keira Knightley in here. It has Jessie Buckley, and Jessie Buckley was in a movie that from a couple of years back. It was a really cool film. I think it was called Beast, which is one I really liked a lot. She's been in a whole bunch of stuff, but that was one I remember really liking a lot. Also has in here Greg Kinnear, and it's basically, though, like I said, this is based on a true story. This is set in 1970 during the Miss World competition going on in 1970, and it's during the time of the women's live movement that was starting and going on. It's basically, though, about a group of these women who are planning to figure out kind of how to crash the event, to kind of like talk about that they don't agree with the thing and their views on the whole Miss World event, and they kind of want to go in there and try and figure out how to infiltrate the whole thing, why. And so it kind of cuts to their story, as well as a story of someone who is running in the competition, the people who are running, and all that is going on as well. So it's kind of like parallel stories to that going on, why these girls are planning about how to to infiltrate the whole event and all that kind of stuff. But a very, very fun movie. It has on here, though, cast interviews, behind the scenes featurettes, and as well as a theatrical trailer on this one. Then the next one here is from Lionsgate, and this is one that I was so excited about because I've always been a huge fan of Pauly Shore. So like I've watched everything that he's done. My favorite one, I would say, is always Son-in-Law, and then Biodome. Like Biodome, I've probably watched Biodome like dozens of times throughout the years. Like I absolutely love that movie, and I've always loved, like I said, Pauly Shore. So we're so excited when I heard that he was going to be doing a new movie where he's the lead in the film. It's a movie here called Guest House, and this is directed by Sam Macaroni, who's a really cool guy. I actually met him years back, I think when I first moved out to California, and he was doing some shorts and stuff like that, so I did a thing for one of the shorts that he was doing. But he's a really cool guy, so when I didn't even know that he was making this, so then I saw the trailer and then looked into it and saw that he directed it. I thought it was so cool. But this is a really fun movie. It's basically, though, about this couple who have moved into, ended up just buying their new house. And it's this really nice house, and out back, though, they have a guest house. And they come to find out, though, that living in the guest house is Pauly Shore's character. And he's this guy who's, like, really, like, kind of a mess, and he's always kind of messing around and all kinds of problems. And you really don't want this guy there, but they kind of, like, don't really know how to get rid of him, because it's kind of like he's, like, renting out the place, and he's like, oh, well, you know, even though you've bought the place, you can still, you know, I'll pay rent, and I'll just live here. I'll just give you whatever you want for rent, and I'll just be out here. I'll do my own thing. So they kind of, like, at first accept this. They're like, oh, yeah, I guess this is okay. And little by little, they realize that this is a terrible idea, that he's, like, causing all these crazy parties and all this kind of stuff, and making all kinds of noise and bothering them all night, and all these kind of problems. And it's kind of them trying to figure out exactly how to get rid of him. But it is a really fun movie. It has also in here, though, Steve-O is in here playing the guy's boss, so like the skateboard kind of place that he works at. A couple other cameos throughout this movie as well, but really, really fun movie. I would highly recommend you guys check this out. Totally like old school Pauly Shore again, so very fun movie. I also love the cover because it's like his glasses have like a shine to them the way they did it. I don't know, it's definitely a cool slipcover on this. It has on here, though, deleted scenes. So I watched all the deleted scenes on this. I think it's like 10 minutes or so of deleted scenes. Also has behind the scenes and a trailer gallery on this one. Now the next one here is from Lionsgate as well, and this is the 4K Ultra HD edition. This includes the 4K, the Blu-ray, and the digital copy. This is a movie here called Antebellum, which stars Janelle Monáe. And, you know, I saw some mixed reviews on this, but, you know, I saw that after I watched this, but this was great. Like, I absolutely love this movie. Like, I thought this was a really interesting, very different movie. And it's one of those movies, though, you can't, like, talk about it too much. You gotta have to, you know, be very, like, careful with what you say. This also, you know, stars Jenna Malone, who I've been a fan of forever, since, like, I think Donnie Darko was one of the earliest things I remember her in. But she, you know, she played Donnie Darko's girlfriend in Donnie Darko, but she's been in tons of stuff, Neon Demon, but I've been a fan of her forever. So she's in this movie here as well. But basically, without like ruining anything, you basically it's set on a plantation, you know, during the time when there's like slavery and all these things going on. It's Janelle Monáe's character living on this plantation, and then the evil like overlord, kind of the guy who runs it's like this terrible guy. And it's basically, though, like I said, you can't say too much without saying she's basically there, but then there's like certain things where it like time jumps in a sense to certain other things, and it's kind of one of these movies where it's like you sort of think you have an idea of what's happening here, and and then you really don't. And it's, you know, it has this real like horror aspect as well to like the way the movie plays and everything, with like the music and everything. It's a outstanding movie. Like I said, you really cannot say too much at all about this, because like it says, it has modern stuff in it too, and you're kind of like, well, how is there modern? What does this mean? What is this going on? Is this like, you know, that's all you can say, but it is an absolute must-watch. If you guys have watched this movie, though, let me know what you guys thought. 4K-wise, though, this one looks great here on 4K. Like I always say with 4K, the big thing you notice is the HDR, which is the high dynamic range, which is the contrast level, so it has much better levels to the contrast. Also, I feel like with 4K, it's always just a much more brighter, vibrant picture all around. Like I said, I really can't say more about this because you'll ruin all sorts of things with this movie, but a must-watch. It has on here, though, feature-wise, it has a 2-part documentary on this one. It also has a thing on talking about the clues of the film, has deleted scenes and theatrical trailers on this one. But like I said, one of those ones, can't say too much. You ruin too many things about this one and the twists in this movie, but an absolute must-watch, just about on this plantation and, you know, basically wanting to escape and get away from this and kind of planning the whole thing out. But then there's a whole lot of like kind of time jump sort of things as well in this. And I also want to let you guys know that when it comes to Antebellum, Lionsgate sent over these really cool promo items to promote the film's, you know, release. And they sent over a Antebellum, you know, face mask here. They also sent over an Antebellum pin here as well. Like I said, wanted to make sure to show you guys these ones here as well. The next one here is from Lionsgate as well. It's a movie here called Mortal, which stars Nat Wolff. And this is from the same director who did Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and, you know, Troll Hunter, as well as Autopsy of Jane Doe. So I always like his movies. And this is basically, though, it's one of these movies where as the movie goes along, you start to find out more and more about, you know, Nat Wolff's character. But basically, though, like, he's kind of like hiding out. He's sort of a drifter. He's kind of hiding out, kind of living on the street. And he has some sort of, like, he has like these burns on his arms and things like that. And he has some kind of like these weird sort of abilities with electricity and like kind of like able to control things. And like basically what happens though is he gets bothered by these people on the side on the street the one day, like when he's walking, like these kids are bothering him, and he's like, oh, if you don't leave me alone, I'll make you burn. And basically though, he like does something, and this kid like dies, and basically he gets away, and these kids saw him, and the cops are now questioning him. He's been arrested, and the police are questioning him. They cannot figure out exactly how this kid had died, because it seems very strange, because it looks like he was burned, but they don't understand exactly how, and what the kids saw they can't explain. So it's basically though about him, you know, trying to, you know, the cops like talking to him, trying to get to the bottom of it, of what is going on, as more and more crazy things start to go on, and you, like I said, you find out more and more about Nat Wolff's character's abilities and all that kind of stuff. But it definitely was an interesting movie, and it has on here though a making of featurette on the film here as well. And the next one here is from Lionsgate as well. This is a movie here called Charlie's Christmas Wish, and this was basically though about you know, a rescue dog. You know, this kid ended up adopting this dog. It's a rescue dog, and it's kind of like, but his dad ends up coming back from the war, and it ends up, you know, the dad's like, oh, that's the dog you adopted. And I think he wanted like a pit bull or something. He wanted like a real big dog, and he's like, oh, that's the dog you wanted. I thought we were going to get this big dog when I got out of the war and everything. But at the same time, though, you know, he's dealing with, you know, post-traumatic stress from the war. So the father is dealing with this. He has kind of like moments when it gets really bad and all that kind of stuff. And it's also kind of it's about that and kind of how the dog is helping the one boy's father. But it's also too about like in the town there's like a real strict rule, like if any dogs are seen without leashes, there's these two like bumbling guys, like kind of like the Harry and Marv kind of guys, you know, and they're kind of like the ones that have to go after him. And so you know that's going to come into play with the one dog without the leash and everything, because they're like, oh, we're told we got to catch them. If they don't have the leash, we got to get him. And like, yeah, and they're real like sticklers for the rules and all that kind of stuff. They're like, oh, he's got to get it. So that's kind of what's going on. But it's a really, really well done movie. You know, like I said, just about like this kid's father who comes back from the war and this dog that he got and everything. It's just a really fun movie here. Like I said, this one here is called Charlie's Christmas Wish. And the next one I got here is from Warner Brothers, and this is a really, really cool collection here. And Warner Brothers sent over a free copy of this one to let you guys know that this one is available. And like I said, this is a really cool collection here. And this is the Game of Thrones, the complete collection here. This is the 4K edition of the show here. So this is, I'm going to show you guys a closer look inside at the discs and all that kind of stuff and let you guys know the features that are on here and all that kind of stuff. Now, keep in mind, though, with this edition here, this has in here the 4K edition of, you know, so the 4K discs as well as digital codes for the show as well. So keep in mind, though, it only includes the 4K. It does not include Blu-ray copies as well, because, you know, sometimes with 4K releases, it includes the 4K discs as well as Blu-ray discs. But with this edition, with this particular edition here, like I said, keep in mind it only includes the 4K versions. But 4K wise, though, this show looks amazing here because they released, I believe, the first season on 4K and then like the last two on 4K, I believe, but I don't think they did any of the other, you know, the after season 1. I don't believe there was any other ones. I think, like I said, I believe it was already, there's been season 1, and then like the last 2. I don't think there was like season 2, 3, 4, or 5, or any of those ones in 4K. I might be wrong, but I do not believe so. But like I said, I'm going to show you guys a closer look inside. When you take off the slip cover to this one, you see all the discs here, and each one of them here, you know, has like the number, so up to season 8. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there's a bonus disc. Now the bonus discs, it's 2 bonus discs in here. The bonus discs, though, those are Blu-ray editions of those ones. But I'll show you guys, though, a look inside at these ones. First, though, I'll show you it has in here a episode guide. So it has a Game of Thrones complete collection episode guide. And it tells you what the features are in this set. So, like, for example, season 1, it tells you what disc the features are on. Like disc 4 has some featurettes. It has commentary tracks on disc 1 through 4. Season 2, it has on here some, you know, deleted scenes, like on disc 4. Has 12 commentary tracks. on season 3 here has deleted scenes, extended scenes, some featurettes, commentary tracks, histories and lore featurette. Season 4, deleted scenes, roundtable discussion, the Fallen Roundtable. It has on here like looking back at season 3, commentary tracks, a blooper reel. So really, really cool here. Like I said, it tells you all the different features. So lots and lots of features here in this set. Season 8. And here's a look, though, at the back here. And I'll show you, like I said, I'm going to show you guys the discs here. So here's the Season 1 disc here. And then inside, it's a 4-disc set, I believe. So yes, it's a 4-disc set in this one here. But like I said, just keep in mind, though, these ones only include the 4Ks, not the Blu-rays as well. Here's Season 2 here. Show you guys a look inside. Season 3. And then Season 4. Season 5. And then 6. And then 7 and 8. But like I said, this is a really cool collection. If you guys do not have these ones, too, and if you guys have never seen the show, it's definitely worth watching it for the first time in 4K. And I've only seen, though, Season 1 and then, like, the last 2 seasons, so I definitely cannot wait to look through and see the other seasons as well here. And the bonus features disc, some of the ones that are on this one, it has, like, Anatomy of a Scene, it has a Game of Thrones reunion special, has behind the scenes for the seasons here, has deleted scenes, extended scenes, it has Conquest and Rebellion, the animated history of the 7 kingdoms. That's on disc 3 here. So this is a 3-disc set here of a disc set here of bonus features as well. So lots and lots of features on this set, but a really, really cool collection. Like I said, one of you guys know that this one was available from Warner Brothers, and it has in here, like I said, the 4Ks, and then it also has a digital code for the episodes here as well. And the other one that I got here from Warner Brothers as well, they sent out a free copy as well of this to let you guys know this one was available. This is one that I had not seen in years. I don't think I had seen this one since it probably first came to, like, I guess I would have seen it on I don't know if I bought a Blu-ray or a DVD of it the first time around. I cannot remember for sure. But whenever it first released on DVD or Blu-ray, was like the last time I saw it. And this is the movie which stars Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving. And this is the 4K Ultra HD edition. It includes the 4K, the Blu-ray, and a digital code of V for Vendetta. And this is a movie, I always really liked this movie. And it's basically, though, it's kind of set in a futuristic world where it's like the government is kind of controlling everything, and they kind of control, it's kind of like control every single thing you do. And you kind of don't stand up to the government. And if you do, it's like not a good thing. And it's basically, though, about a masked person who's wearing this mask who is standing up to the government. He's kind of causing all these kind of problems and explosions and all these different types of things. And he ends up one day, though, rescuing and helping Natalie Portman's character that's getting, like, attacked by these police guys. And basically, though, because of this, though, they kind of know what had happened. And when she gets rescued, like, at the same time, this guy's, like, it causes this explosion. So she kind of gets linked up to this guy. And then the police are coming to her now and trying to get information on who this person is because they really want to stop this guy. And all this stuff happens, and she gets, like, locked away for a year, and all these kind of crazy things. And it's a really, really cool movie. Looks great here on 4K. Great transfer on here. Like I said, too, with 4K, the big thing is the HDR, so it's the contrast levels, and this is a really, really atmospheric movie as well, so it looks great here on 4K. It has on here, though, feature-wise, it has 2 hours of bonus features. It has on here, though, looking back at V for Vendetta. It has Natalie Portman's audition on here, V for Vendetta Unmasked, making of with filmmakers and cast on this one, as well as more stuff here as well. But a really, really cool film. The next one here is from Criterion. This is the brand new Criterion edition release here of the film Parasite, which was a great movie. I absolutely love this movie. This is one of those movies, too, when I first heard about it, I wasn't sure, what I was going to think, because you never know. When there's a movie that people really talk up and you hear people talking about a whole lot, you never know if it's going to, hold up to the expectations of what you're thinking from hearing about it so much. But it actually is great. It's basically, though, about this family that they're all kind of going through, they all live together in this small, like, apartment. They're going through kind of financial problems and everything, and basically one of them gets a job working for these rich people, and kind of like they all kind of find a way to work there for the rich people as well, so they can kind of get all their money. And like they're like, one of them is like the driver, one of them is like the maid in the house, and one of them is like the babysitter. So they all are kind of like working together. But at the same time, they're kind of planning on trying to like steal money, and kind of like this whole big charade that they're trying to do. But they don't want anyone to know that they know each other. It's this like real secretive thing. They want no one to know about this. But the movie like builds up to this insane, like the end of this movie is totally insane. It is a great movie though. But it has on here though a brand new 4K digital master on here, approved by the director, and as well as the director of photography. It has on here the black and white version of the film as a feature, and which has a new introduction by the director, a new conversation between the director as well as film critic Darcy Paquette, as well as a new interviews on here with the director, the production designer, as well as the editor, a new program about new Korean cinema movement featuring the director and filmmaker Park Chan-wook, as well as Cannes Film Festival press conference from 2019 with the director and cast, masterclass featuring the director in 2019, trailers. I'll show you guys though a look inside. Here's like the inside. It has like the two different versions of the cover. And it also has in here too like a booklet which has some stuff about the film, you know, about the production, all that kind of stuff here as well. But like I said, if you guys have never watched this movie, this is an absolute must-watch. Like, I really like this movie a lot here. The next one here is from ITN Distribution, and this is one here which is directed by Abel Berry and Jennifer Stone, and it's Midnight Evil. And you know, this is one I was really excited to watch because I recently just worked with Abel Berry and Jennifer Stone in their last movie. I think it was in July, the movie that they're working on now, finishing up, called Strix. And that movie kind of has connection to this one here as well. But I was, you know. So I really was excited to see this one. And this one here stars Billy Blair and Michael Berryman. And, you know, I always watch everything Michael Berryman. Michael Berryman is always, like, amazing. Of course, you know, best known for playing in, you know, Hills Have Eyes. But he's been in lots of stuff throughout the years. So I've always been a fan of Michael Berryman. And this is basically, though, about, in the beginning of the movie, though, it's Michael Berryman and his granddaughter. And, you know, there's, like, a weird noise that happens outside. And the granddaughter's like, what's that outside? And he goes out to investigate and basically goes out into the fog and goes totally missing and vanishes. And it's kind of this whole thing of what happened to him and where did he go, where did he vanish and everything. And years later, though, it's about these people who are going and like ended up, you know, robbing. They end up stealing all this money and they're going and hiding out in that cabin. The one girl that was there, you know, is now grown up and she's going there and like hiding out there. And of course, though, going back to this place that she had not been in years, it kind of is like bringing back old memories. And all of a sudden, they're like starting to like something has like been awakened out there, and they're kind of out there, and it has sort of vibes a little bit of like Evil Dead and that kind of a feel to it. And it's basically like dealing with like Wendigos and that kind of like creature out in the middle of the woods and all those sort of things. But it's a very, very cool movie. Like I said, this one here is called Midnight Evil. And the next one I got here is from ITN Distribution as well. Now, this is a super intense, really cool film here called Metro. And this is basically, though, about a group of people who are in a subway system, you know, going through the subway, the underground subway, and it ends up you know, because like the body of water is right above it, and something ends up happening, and there's like a crack, and it starts leaking through. And it's basically, though, about a group of the people who are in the subway getting trapped underground and trying to figure out exactly how they're going to get out of there. And it's like one of those things where it's like little by little, more and more water is like flooding into the systems, and certain areas are kind of blocked off. They can't get through. So it's basically, though, these people who kind of know they have got to figure out how they're going to get out of this subway before it can, you know, floods to there's no way to get out. So it's basically, that's what it is. And it's about a group of the people who are trying to get in there and rescue them as well. So it's trying to figure out exactly how they're going to get in, because like I said, certain areas are kind of blocked off and totally like flooded out. And like I said, little by little, the area where the subway system is, it keeps flooding more and more as it goes along. The movie kind of has vibes to the film with Sylvester Stallone called Daylight. It kind of has a similar vibe to that one. Now, that one, though, wasn't in a subway system. That was in a tunnel system, but the same type of thing where it was like flooding in. They had to try and figure out how to get out and everything. But I always like these movies too that are like set in one like major location about people trapped and trying to get out and stuff like that. But like I said, I thought there's a very cool one here called Metro. The next one here is from 4 Digital Media. This is a really cool science fiction film called Final Voyage. Now, this one, I believe I was reading that most of the effects in here were all like practical stuff. So it was like classic old school, the way they did a lot of the effects. It was like classic models and stuff like like that for the spaceship and the stuff in space and everything, which I always like. I always love when they use like classic effects and that kind of stuff. And this is actually very cool. It's basically about these guys who are, you kind of find out more as it goes along, like what was, like something had happened in the world, and it was like these guys kind of surviving, and like, you know, you kind of know it was like an apocalypse kind of thing, or something bad had happened, but they end up coming across this spaceship, and they kind of, you know, it's like this old kind of broken down spaceship, but they end up getting it to work, and they go up into space, and they're kind of like, oh, well, we've got this amount of food, we got this amount of stuff, so we can survive this period of time. And of course, though, they go up there, and it's kind of like little by little they start to find out more and more about this ship and kind of like the history of it. The one guy is kind of like, something is off about him too. He's acting like really obsessive and strange when he gets up there too. But it's a really, really cool, like I said, science fiction one that has like a lot of cool old school vibes to the way it's done. Like I said, with the, you know, the practical effects and stuff like that, the way it was put together. Like I said, I always love that when you have like the ships are like classic models and miniatures and all that kind of stuff. But this is a very, very cool science fiction one about these two guys pretty much going up into space in this, you know, kind of old broken down spaceship, and then kind of like finding out more and more as it goes along about the history of the ship and all this kind of stuff, and all these crazy things are going on. But very, very cool movie. And the next one I got here is from Dark Sky Films. It's a movie here called Before the Fire. This is a really interesting movie. It's basically, though, you know, in California, there's some type of a thing going on. You know, like people are sick and all these kind of things, and they know that, like, it hasn't gotten to other areas yet. So the couple, it's basically about this couple, and the guy's like, well, we're going to go. I know where we can hide out, and it's probably safer than being here. We can go with my family. And she's like, oh, I don't want to see your family. They don't like me. I have all these problems with your brother and everything. He's like, well, I really don't know where else we can go. I don't know what we're going to do. And basically, though, he talks her into getting on the plane. Right when she gets on the plane, he you know, slams the door, and the plane takes off. And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm sorry, I can't go. They need me here. I need to study what's going on. I need to see what's happening here. So basically, though, she gets tricked into going there. So she gets like picked up by the one's brother, and it's kind of like this awkward thing. And at the same time, too, you know, her family's there as well. So it's kind of like her father is coming around, and he's trying to see her, and it's like this weird situation. So it's kind of like all this stuff that's going on in the world, and at the same time, it's like then there's all these horrible things that are going on with her own life at you know, staying there and having to deal with this family, and all these kind of things that are going on, and like the worry of like if what's going on in California is going to make it out this way, so people are all kind of panicking and all that kind of stuff. It's a really, really interesting movie here. On here, though, it has a deleted scene as well as a trailer on this one. And the next one I got here is from Dark Sky Films as well, and it's a movie here called Hosts. This is a really interesting movie. It's basically, though, in the beginning of this movie, you see this couple, and something weird happens, and she, like, something happens to her, and she's, like, has this weird, like, light coming out of her mouth, and she's acting really strange. You see something has happened. The husband goes and tries to help her and figure out what's going on. Then it cuts to this family all coming together for Christmas Eve, and they're getting together and having, like, a Christmas Eve dinner together. But the father, though, he's like, oh, I invited these people who are going to be coming, and of course it's those two people you saw in the beginning of the movie, and they, you know, as soon as they get there, he's like, oh, hi, good to see you guys, and they're like, and they're really strange acting. You know something has happened to them, and they're like real, like, they're like this, kind of like not really giving a lot of reaction. If you ask them things, they kind of like repeat the things you said back to you. So you know something is up, and something is really weird about them. And basically, though, you know, of course, they come, like I said, they came to the dinner, and then right when it comes to the time for dinner, you know, something really bad happens. Something happens there, and it's basically, though, about this family that is stuck in this house with these two people that are like, something is going on with them really bad, and they're basically trapped in there and trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do, how they're going to get away from them. But it's a really intense movie. Very, very cool film. Really like this one a lot. This one has on here, though, behind the scenes. It has interviews on here as well as a trailer on this one. The next one here is from Screen Media, and this is the complete series here of the show Fleabag, and this is a really, really fun show. I don't know how many seasons this went for. I think it was either 2 or 3, I believe. I think it was 2. And this is basically, though, you know, it's, you know, what was the actress's name? It's, you know, what's her name? I totally, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and it's basically, though, you know, about, like, her character, and it's kind of like her, kind of like her stuff, kind of proms in the life. So it kind of has like her inner monologue and like her like kind of quips and proms with people and everything. And it's kind of like about her dating life and problems and up and downs and stuff with her family and her parents and all that kind of stuff. And it's just basically kind of about like her day-to-day life and proms at work and proms in life and all that kind of stuff. It is a really, really fun show. I really like this one a lot. And this, like I said, this is a 2-disc set here, and this is the complete series of the show, Fleabag. But if you guys have not seen this one, though, would definitely recommend you guys check this out. A very, very funny show. And the next one I got here is from Screen Media, and this is a really, really well done but very sad film called Blackbird. This one has a great cast. It has in here Susan Sarandon, Kate Winslet, Maya Wasikowska. I'm always saying her name wrong, but she was in Crimson Peak and tons of different stuff. It has Lindsay Duncan, Rainn Wilson, Bex Taylor-Klaus, who was in Hellfest, which I really like that movie, and Sam Neill. And it's basically though about Susan Sarandon's character, who she's very, very sick, and she's gotten to the kind of point where the symptoms of her sickness are getting worse and worse and worse, and she knows that it's going to get to the point where she's going to be, it's going to be really bad for the way things are going, and she doesn't want to get to that point, because right now they kind of like things are manageable with her sickness and what she's going through, but she doesn't want to get any worse. And she basically has called her whole family together, and she's going to be taking her own life, and assisted taking her own life. And it's basically though, like I said, it's very, very sad film, but it's about them all coming together, and all the family members have different views on the whole thing, and they're really unhappy about this. And some people are supportive of her, Susan Sarandon's character, but then other people who are there are really not happy about the whole thing and her decision to do this. And it's basically just kind of like the whole thing that goes on there and what they're going through and the grief of the whole thing. And it's like I said, a very, very sad but very, very well done movie. Like I said, this one here is called Blackbird. The next one here, and I have a link though where you guys can go to order this one. This is a film here which I have a part in called Hacked, and here's a look at the cover. And like I said, I have a link where you guys can order the Blu-ray or the DVD of this one. There's also a poster available as well for this, and here you can see me here on the back. And this is basically though about like and this is directed by Matt Leal and Matthew for Steel, and they're both behind the film that I was talking about earlier in the movie called Blood Beast. They're the one that are raising the fund with the Indiegogo for that film right now too. So check out that link as well too, and you guys can pre-order a copy of that film as well. But for this one though, like I said, I'll have a link below for you can order this. And it's basically though about these two guys that have like a podcast radio show, which has a success to it. But the one guy, he's starting to kind of act really strange. He's acting really erratic. And then like the people who run the podcast, like the head of the company, they're like, we really think you got to get rid of this guy. He can't, you got to move along. And they want him to his show to combine with another show, which is, the show that I run in the show. So it's like, I have a podcast, the other two guys have a podcast, and they want them to ditch the one guy, get rid of him, and then have a team up with me. So it's kind of like all this kind of drama. And the one guy though, he starts like, Matt Festeel's character starts to lose it, and it's kind of like the building up to him kind of losing it more and more as it goes along. But a very, very cool movie. Like I said, just want you guys know that this one was available, and you guys can order a copy of this one if you guys were interested from the link below. And the next ones I got here are from moviezing.com, and I have a link below where you guys can order these ones for the best price. This one is also from Universal, and this is Dirty John Betty, the Betty Broderick story. And the Dirty John series is pretty much like for a show like American Horror Story, where each season is a different story. And this is basically it's a true crime series. And this is basically though, this one stars Amanda Peet and Christian Slater. And this is kind of all about their marriage and kind of what led to Amanda Peet's character killing her husband and the husband's new wife. And it's kind of like it's kind of like you just kind of find out more and more and more about how Christian Slater was kind of treating his wife, and Amanda Peet's character was his wife, and kind of like all these kind of things that he was doing, and kind of like the ups and downs of their marriage and how it started out and everything, and just like kind of the moments that led up to the whole thing, court case stuff and all that kind of stuff. But a really, really interesting series here. This is a 2-disc set here. Like I said, one of the guys know that this one was available, and I have a link below where you guys can go to order this one for the best price. The next one here is from moviezing.com as well, and this is also from Dark Side Releasing. This is a movie that was from 2005, which stars, you know, Tony Todd, called Shadow Puppets. And I remember this one when this one first released. I believe I may have saw it when it first came out. And this is one of those movies that's kind of in the style of something like, not exactly like with the setting, but like it's kind of in the vibe of something like Cube, because it's like the thing about like waking up, people waking up, you know, in a place and they have no idea how they got there and they can't remember things, and they're having to try and like put the pieces together. Because in this one it's about 8 different people who wake up in this insane asylum, and it's like abandoned asylum, and they're kind of in there and they're trying to figure out exactly how they got there and trying to figure out the last things that they remember, and they're like really not remembering much of anything. So it's kind of like this weird sort of thing that it happened. And basically though, they realize though they're like seeing some kind of shadows and stuff, and like some sort of a creature thing in there. So it's basically though them trapped in there trying to figure out exactly how to get out, trying to figure out exactly what had happened to them, what was this experiment that had happened, why can't they remember things really, you know, what exactly had happened. So it's one of those things, finding out more and more as it goes along. But a really, really interesting movie here. The other one here, which is from moviezing.com as well, and this is also from Meridian Releasing Group, and this one is called Dead Air, and this is all set in a you know, like a radio station. So it's basically though about like so it's basically set in a radio station when there ends up being a zombie outbreak, and so it's basically like they know that zombies are outside, so they're kind of like all locking themselves up in this you know, radio station. But it's like the one guy is working with his wife, and he's like, they're having like all these arguments with each other. So it's kind of like the people that really don't want to be stuck together, locked together, and the people that work together that don't really like each other. So they're kind of working together and having to survive together and trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. So it's kind of like the beginning of this zombie outbreak. So it's kind of just them in there with all sorts of problems and trying to figure out how to work through their issues and all these kind of things. But it was a really cool movie here. Like I said, this one here is called Dead Air. And the last one from moviezing.com as well, and this is also from Cranked Up is the name of the company, and this is one here called Alive. And this is one that's basically though about like you know, these two people that end up waking up in a another one in an asylum. This one is an asylum as well, and it's basically though they wake up in this asylum, and they're kind of like, the one guy saw there was some kind of like, you know, surgery done to him. He saw he's like all bandaged up and everything, and they're both like kind of tied to their beds and everything. So basically though they're kind of like, wow, how did we get in here? What exactly is going on in here? And there's like this weird sort of crazy doctor in there, and it's kind of like, you know, he's doing weird experiments and these crazy type of things, and it's basically though them trying to, you know, and it's not like, you don't even know if he's a doctor or what exactly is going on, but this guy's like totally crazy, and they're basically in there, and these people are trying to figure out exactly how they're going to get out of this place, because it's all like locked up, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to get away from this crazy doctor. This is a really, really crazy movie. Like I said, this one here is called Alive. And the next one I got here is from moviezing.com as well, and it's also from, I'll have a link below as well for the company for this one, but it's a movie here called Myth. This is a cool movie. This is basically though about this kid who like in the beginning of the movie you see him like kind of like leaving this bar. He's like leaving this like restaurant place, and like these weird like kids are saying to him, "Oh, come over here and have a drink, kid." And he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "Oh, it's basically just like water. It's only like, you know, very little alcohol in this drink. Just try it." And they keep on making him drink this stuff. So then he ends up leaving, like stumbling home all drunk and stuff. And this one guy ends up seeing him, and he ends up saying, you know, "Oh, you know, you don't want to go home like that. You don't want to, you know, have your parents or family see you like that all drunk and stuff, and you know you're screwed up if you try and act like you're not." And he's like, "You can come and crash at my house and everything." And then the next day he finds out though, because the guy gives him a shirt to wear. He says, "Oh, here's a new shirt you can put on," and it has the title Myth on it. And he's like, starts asking the guy, "How do you have this shirt? Why do you have that shirt?" And he's like, "Oh, I made that movie." And this kid is like a huge fan of that film, a fan of the director as well. So he gets real excited when he finds out about this. And then the guy's like, "Oh, if you're gonna hang out with me though, there's some rules. I don't want you to ask me anything about Myth. I don't want you to ask anything about on set, what it was like making it. I don't want to answer any questions at all about it." But and then he's telling that later when they're at the mall. And then at the mall he sees this one girl, and the guy's like, "Oh, you know, you should go over to their house. I'm sure they're having a party or something." And basically he has this camera along, the filmmaker, and he like wants to film this kid's life and film everything he's doing, and kind of like, but you know, like he's not telling this kid what's going on. He's just saying, "Oh yeah, just do what you do normally." And he's like, but he's like talking to his agent saying, "Yeah, this kid doesn't know what's going on here, and I'm not letting him know at all about the plot, and I'm not telling him what's happening. So you know something peculiar is going on. You know he has something planned, and he's like, it's kind of leading up to something. It's a very, very interesting movie. Really well acted one here. Like I said, this one here is called Myth. The next one here is from Bayview Entertainment, and this is a movie here called Teacher Shortage. This one has in here, Kaylee Williams is in this one. I'm trying to think of everyone that's in here. There's a bunch of, it doesn't say everyone in the back. Tamara Glenn is in the film. Brink Stevens is in the movie. Like I said, this one here is called Teacher Shortage, and it's basically, though, about, like, it's not like the typical one where it's like a slasher where it's like the kids in the school all getting killed. This one is like the teachers. Someone's like picking off the teachers, because you saw in the beginning of the movie something had happened and someone had died there, because they got picked on, they ended up killing themselves in the school. And then basically, though, years later, the teachers are starting to get killed off one by one. So they're all kind of like, and it's kind of like a throwback to the one thing when Brink Stevens gets killed in here, is like a throwback to Slumber Party Massacre a little bit. But it's basically, though, like, one by one things start happening to them, and they're like together for this party, and then like whoever this person is coming after them and everything. It was actually a very cool slasher, but with, like I said, a different kind of take, as opposed to it being all the students that this is happening to. This is all the teachers that this is happening to. The next one here is from Altered Innocence, and this movie was really, really good. This is a movie here called Rupture in Blue. I really like this one a lot. This is basically, though, very metaphoric. It has tons of metaphors for a lot of different things, but it's basically, though, about this guy who, and it even says on here, like, David Lynch through a queer lens, and that's sort of, it does have a David Lynch kind of vibe, but it's sort of a metaphor, though, for, kind of somebody who's kind of struggling with his sexuality and that type of thing. And it's basically about this guy who's with his girlfriend, and they end up going back to, because they want to find a place where they can go and like be alone, so they end up going back to where the guy grew up, his house, and he tried his key, and he ended up going in there, and it opened up. But when he gets in there, he ends up seeing this other guy in there, and the guy's kind of giving them both like this weird kind of look and everything. And the guy, though, kind of gets drawn to seeing him, and he kind of wants to go back to see this guy, and that's kind of what it is it's sort of like he has a thing for this guy, but he's like, also, like I said, he's struggling with the, his sexuality and those type of things. But it's done with a horror aspect as well, and you see kind of like the, almost like this creature like looming over him in the background. It's very interesting. Like I said, there's a lot of metaphors for things in here, but very, very well done movie. It has on here, though, a making of featurette. It has outtakes, music video, theatrical trailer on this one here as well. The other one here is from Alternate Innocence as well, and this is a documentary here called Love Express, the disappearance of Valerian Brosrowskis. I know I'm saying that name totally wrong, but this is who is the director who did the movie The Beast, which is a really great movie. Arrow Video released that one a couple years back, and he also released his other film called Immoral Tales. And he was kind of known for sort of making erotic films, or that was kind of what he was known, what people kind of thought they were, but then he kind of never really said that those were what those kind of films, the films that he did, were. And this is a documentary, though, about his career, and kind of about how he had this, a lot of success, and then he kind of vanished and disappeared. And this is talking to other filmmakers and people that had worked with him, people who worked in his films, the actors and that kind of stuff, kind of about his career and his life, and kind of, their opinions on things and all that kind of stuff. But it's a well-done documentary. Terry Gilliam is interviewed in here, and also has bonus interviews. It has a theatrical trailer as well as other trailers as well on this release here. And then this next one here is from... that was one I wanted to let you guys know was available, and this is a movie here called The Untold Story, and this is from from Unearthed Films. This is from their Unearthed Classics line. This is the number 4 release in the Classics line. This is a crazy movie about like these body parts that washed up on the shore that these kids had found, like these hands and stuff like that. And basically, though, the police are going and investigating this, and they get led to this like restaurant, and when you find out, though, like this crazy guy like killed the owner and is like running the restaurant. And it's kind of like has like a vibe of like Blood Feast and like meat, that one movie The Mad Butcher and those kind of things, because it's like he's like feeding, he does weird stuff about the meat and stuff like that, and he's like this total crazy guy. This is a very cool movie. It's a very, very intense film, though. It has on here, though, a commentary track on here. It has 2 different commentary tracks, an isolated film score, a commentary with Art Ellinger on this one, as well as Bruce Bruce Hollenbeck on here, The Untold Story of Hong Kong Exploration Cinema on here, Knightley's Carnage, an interview on here with Rick Baker. It has trailers, liner notes on here by Art Ellinger as well. Like I said, this one, like guys, on this one was available from, from Unearthed Films here, and also has a booklet in here with some stuff about the production and that kind of stuff here as well. And the next ones I got here are all Australian releases, and these ones are from Viavision. And now there's 2 of these releases that are region locked, and I'll let you guys know which ones they are. The first ones I'm going to be showing you guys, though, you guys can watch these ones with no problem in any US DVD or Blu-ray player. You don't have to have anything, a region-free player or anything like that. And this is Covert Affairs Season 1 through 5 here, the complete series of Covert Affairs. And I remember this one when this was on. This was on from 2010 to 2014. This stars Piper Perabo, or Perabo, I believe that's how you say it. I always remember her from, she was in Coyote Ugly, and she was also, though, in this one movie, I always forget the name of it. It was like in a school film or something. There was a really good movie. I always forget what that was called. And she was also in like a bunch of stuff. But that was the one. Those are the ones I always remember really well. And this is basically, though, about her, working in the CIA, and it's kind of like she just got out of training, or wasn't even really finished with training, and then got brought into the CIA and kind of went into these missions, and kind of about the people that she's coming across, the people she's going after, and all that kind of stuff. But a very cool show. This is also from the producers of the Bourne film franchise as well. On here, though, it has tons of different features. It has deleted scenes, it has gag reel, audio commentaries, behind the scenes featurettes, Covert Affairs on location, has some featurettes on here. It has a Comic-Con panel on this one. It has an action reel. Like I said, this is a 5-season set here, and I'll show you guys, though, a look at the discs here. So here's start with season 1. So here's season 1 here. Like I said, this has deleted scenes, gag reel, cast commentaries on here. It has a set tour on this one. Here's a look, though, inside the discs. Here's season 2 here. Here's a look at season 2. And this one has on here, though, this one has deleted scenes, gag reel, Comic-Con intro, film location, on location featurette as well. Here's the season 3 set here. And this one has on here deleted scenes, Covert Affairs, prequel on this one. And then season 4 here, that has gag reel, deleted scenes, action reel, Covert Affairs prequel on this one. And then the last one here, season 5, that has deleted scenes and a gag reel on this one. Like I said, one of the guys on the disc one's available. I always love these complete series sets and stuff like that. So I always love to have complete series of shows. So like I said, this is Covert Affairs season 1 through 5 here. The next one here, and this is this one is region free as well, so you guys can watch this one in any US DVD player, no problem at all. This is the Night Shift, the complete series here. And this is kind of all about what's going on at the hospital at night, and kind of about the people that come in, and kind of like saving people's lives and all that kind of stuff. And this one has on here, though, this has it's 11 disc set, and it has every episode from all 4 seasons of the show. And I believe there was like a spin-off of this show as well. I think so. I remember there's another show that has similar name, and I think that connected to this one in some way. I can't remember what it was called, though, but I believe so. And this one, like I said, this is region free as well. And I'll show you guys a look at the discs and everything. So here's the season 1 disc here. This what the artwork is, and here's a look at the discs here. And then let me show you here's season 2's disc on this one, and then season 3, and then season 4. And then the other one here, this is also a region-free set as well. And this is a Blu-ray release. And this one you guys can watch in any US Blu-ray player. There's no like region code locking or anything. This is Salvation, the complete series here. And I believe this was this 2 seasons, I beve? Pretty sure it was 2. Was it 2? Yeah, season 2. So it was a 2-series show. And this is basically, though, about that they know that there's like this, an asteroid coming to Earth, and they kind of get this guy and kind of recruit him to work for them to try and stop this from happening. So that's essentially what it is about, is them trying to figure out exactly how they're going to stop this, and it's really not looking good. Like, it's looking like this is really going to collide right with Earth and everything. I can't remember where this show originally aired, if it was on Sci-Fi, or I totally cannot remember for sure. It might have just been on CBS. I cannot remember though. But it has on here though some featurettes on here. It has a Comic-Con panel. It has deleted scenes, extended scenes here. Like I said, and here's a look though inside here. And this is a, how many disc set is this one? It's a 6-disc set here for this show here as well. And now these last two ones here though, these ones are in the PAL format. So these ones you guys would have to have a region-free, all-region DVD player to play these ones. So keep that in mind. And this is a Man About the House, the complete series. And this is a show that kind of has vibes of like Three's Company a little bit. Like with this guy, he ends up moving in with these two women. And kind of like, it's a very similar Three's Company kind of vibe. And this one has on here, though, feature-wise, it has Rarely Seen 1973 Christmas sketch on here from All Star Comedy Carnival. Has the commentaries on here with Sally Tomset on Why the Cat's Away and Color Me Yellow, as well as a commentary track on here with Brian Murphy and Sally Tomset on Did You Ever Meet My Rommel? On this one here as well. Here's a look inside, though, at the discs here, and this is a 6-disc set of the complete series, and also has behind it has an episode guide too. So back here has an episode guide of the episodes in the show here. And the last one, this one is region locked as well, so you guys have to have an all region player for this as well. This one here is called Blue Water High, season 1 through 12. And this is basically about a group of these kids that are going to a surfing kind of like it's kind of like they all kind of live together, where they do like kind of training for surfing and these surfing competition thing that's going on. And it's kind of about like the ups and downs there, and like the people that are not getting along with each other, and like the problems and all that kind of stuff. But it's a very fun show. And here, like I said, just want you guys know that this one here was available as well. But anyway though, guys, that's all for the review portion of this video. Thanks again for watching, subscribing, and I'll see you guys later.